What's your ultimate high time preference mistake?
It was buying a house at the peak of the housing bubble in the US.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Ask a Bitcoiner 21 Questions. I'm your host, Saida Gomez. Today, sitting in the hot seat with the purple background, we've got Josh Vaz, a Bitcoin educator based out of Botswana. Josh, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
You're
Thanks
doing
for
great.
asking. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yourself? You still
I'm
good?
doing good. Yes. We had a lovely discussion, a lovely interview. And so I've gotten a sense of how much you like to speak as well. So I'm interested to see like how you will tackle this
Hey, and the
challenge.
rabbit holes I go down, that's the thing. I go down a lot of tangents, so we'll see. I might not
Yeah.
even get through five. We'll see.
So you know what the deal
Discipline.
is? Yeah, we'll see. You know what the deal is? 21 questions in 10 minutes. And here is the timer. It says 10 minutes. So you
Okay.
see what's what. And did
Okay.
I mention eCash? Just for our viewers, reminder that somewhere in this episode, you'll see a Cashew eCash QR code pop up. If you're the first to scan it, the token that's funded with 2,100 sats will be yours. So good luck. Okay, so timer, first question, and then we go. Ready?
Alrighty. Let's do it.
First questions. There will be signs. The fiat price of Bitcoin is $1 million. How are you living?
Definitely traveling a lot more. So yeah, I have the beach in mind. I love Botswana, but we're landlocked, so I would be traveling to the beach a lot more. Yes.
Say Bitcoin fixes this in another language.
Bitcoin arregla esto.
Arregla esto, yep. How do you acquire Bitcoin in Botswana?
The only way we have from an exchange point of view is yellow card. We need competition. We definitely need competition. There is I try to foster peer-to-peer on the WhatsApp group, but those are pretty much the only ways. I'm also trying to see if people can buy from other countries like Kenya or something like that. Maybe using Orange Money, because Orange Money allows you to send money across borders and then translates to M-Pesa over there. So we're trying. I'm always trying to find out other ways for people to acquire it. So we'll keep pushing.
Do merchants accept Bitcoin in Botswana?
Yes, I've tried to orange pill about 7 of them, I would say. It was my main focus last year, and then I discovered I was the only person buying at those places, so it kind of felt like a futile effort after like an hour, like a year, because I'm like, okay, this is way too much time and energy. What I need to focus on is getting Bitcoin into people's hands and educating, so that then they have the real money, and then naturally merchants are going to want it because our purchasing power increases. So
What's your ultimate high time preference mistake?
it was buying a house at the peak of the housing bubble in the US. Luckily, my real estate agent was a really cool real estate agent that was also really in tune with the economic times, and she saw a bubble forming, and she told us, if you're going to buy a house, because we were thinking new construction, which would have been horrible. They would have just devastated us. So she told us, maybe look at less expensive parts of town and do a fixer-upper if you're really intent on buying a house. So we did that, and at least we didn't make anything from all of our work and effort, but at least it cushioned the blow of, we weren't underwater ever, but it hurt. It was like a 40% reduction in the valuation of the property. So yeah.
Why is Bitcoin better money than gold?
A number of reasons, but first of all, it's absolutely scarce, which gold, now they're even finding it in outer space. So absolute scarcity, a lot more portable. You can actually custody it and safeguard it, not fearing for your life. If you had, 3 kgs of gold in your house, you probably would die if somebody finds out. So yeah, for a number of reasons, it's better. We us Bitcoiners know, but for the sake of this, I'll leave it at that.
What's the global debt spiral?
It's this horrible storm that's going on all around us, where debt, there is no ceiling to the debt. I don't even know why they put debt ceilings if, like, every time we reach the ceiling, we just lift the ceiling again, There is no ceiling to the debt. It's like a drug, It's like we are addicted to this drug, and we're all junkies, and it's unsustainable. Completely unsustainable, and it's going to, at some point, the music will stop when the clearest example that I give is, how can Japan have 230, 250 debt to GDP, which is ridiculously high, be the biggest creditor to the US? Like, it's just like, it's just so stupid. Like, it's just like insane. So that's, in a nutshell, that's my view of it, and it is a death spiral, because it's gonna end in very, very, very badly for everybody.
Yeah. Name 3 functions of money.
It's supposed to be scarce, functions, not attributes. So store of value would be a function, right? Medium of exchange, unit of account. Let's leave it at that.
How does Bitcoin facilitate financial inclusion?
Well, it's as easy as downloading a free app, right? No KYC. The ones I normally tell people about are Blink and Aqua, because of ease of use, and just because I trust the people behind them to some degree. But I mean, Aqua is self-custody, so you don't have to trust that much. But it's that easy, right? It's just you download a free app. It didn't cost you anything. Yeah, there's still people that don't have a smartphone or don't have access to the internet. That's another issue. But the vast majority, especially of the youth, has even if it's a basic smartphone, and they have some access to the internet. So that's all you need.
Yep. What is commodity money?
Commodity money is a money that's supposed to have intrinsic value other than just it being fiat. So fiat is not commodity money. It's not backed by anything. But I would argue Bitcoin is commodity money, because it has other functions and other attributes to it, and intrinsic value outside of it just being a medium of exchange. Store of value is one. I mean, fiat money doesn't do that. If you hold it over time, it goes down in value. Bitcoin, you hold it over time, it increases your purchasing power. So just things like that. But remittances, other things that you can do with it, property rights, bringing back property rights to people, even in countries where property rights are not allowed. All those things give Bitcoin, from my point of view, intrinsic value.
How does fractional reserve banking work?
Well, it works like magic for the banks and the bankers. It's really a magical thing where they just get to, create money out of thin air. Again, after it's been printed by the Fed, they get to go ahead and multiply it again, and just take a tiny, they take your whatever you're depositing, and then they can 10x that and borrow out like 10 times what they gave, what you put in, and somehow it's fair, and somehow that's ethical and sustainable. But if people start coming and knocking on the door and asking for money, that's why we have bank runs. So it's completely unsustainable. Another part of the money printer, right? It's the money printer 2.0. So yeah.
Name the characteristics of good money.
Characteristics of good money. It should be scarce. It should have a large network of people using it. It should be portable, hold its value over time. Yeah, I'll go with those.
What is fiat money?
Fiat money is it's a social experiment in my mind. It's a social experiment that started in the 70s, where they tried to say, do you know what? We don't like that we have to back our currency with gold because we don't have that much gold. So let's not back it with anything and then just print money out of thin air. Like that's what fiat money is to me. It's pretty ridiculous.
When did you start learning about Bitcoin?
2016.
Who controls fiat money?
It's mainly, we don't know who's on the board.
Oh,
those 10 minutes go fly by, eh? Shoo!
They do.
I lost.
You didn't lose. You played well. Can I tell you, when you spoke about your approach to describing fractional reserve banking, I just pictured like a banker, with like shiny red shoes and like a wand, just creating money. Like I could just picture him spitting in like, a vault somewhere, just delighted.
That's why they get to spend like half of their days of each day on the golf course, right? Because it's just like the money multiplier for them is just, just keep on printing money, like it's fine, It's such an easy game. Like if you're in it, like I can see why they're wanting to protect it at all costs, because it's a nice game to play. Yeah, it is.
But you did well. We have, I just dropped one. Hold on. Left to go, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you answered about 15 questions. That's pretty good.
All right. I'll take
good.
it.
Yeah. Thank you again for being on the podcast. Can you remind people where they can find you?
Yes, it's at holabitcoin.org. That's OLA Bitcoin, all one word, .org, not .com, .org.
.org. Thank you very much, Josh.
Thank you, Saida. Lovely to be on your show.